Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Juliet, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. Before we dive into the content, let me cover a few housekeeping items. At the bottom of your screen are multiple engagement tools you can use. All tools are resizable and movable, so feel free to move them around to get the most out of your desktop space. You can expand your presentation area or maximize it to full screen by clicking on the arrows in the top right corner. If you have any audio or video issues, you can find answers to some common technical issues located in the Help widget at the bottom of your screen. Please note that a copy of today's slide deck and additional resources are available in the resource list. Please have a look and download everything that you may find useful. Also, the webinar will be recorded and sent via the email you registered with. Now, lastly, if you have any questions during the presentation, you can submit them through the Q&A widget. We're here to answer you live via the chat, so don't hesitate to reach out throughout the presentation. Now, I'll give you a quick intro of our speaker today. Today, we're joined by Vincent Balgos. Vincent is the Director of Medical Device Solutions at Jama Software. Prior to joining Jama Software, Vincent was a systems engineer for 17 plus years in product development in the medical device/IVD industry. And with that, I'll pass it over to you, Vincent.
Thanks, Juliet. For today's webinar, I'd like to talk about our updates to our medical device and life sciences solution 2.0. For the agenda, there are quite a few improvements I'd like to share with you today. The first one is really just kind of talking about general overview and general improvements in terms of risk, some new features that we've enabled with Jama Connect, but also some new and updated solutions such as software as a medical device, research use only, and our new self-guided onboarding framework. So the intent of the update is to continually improve Jama's solution to the medical device and life sciences industries based on a variety of factors, including new Jama Connect features and abilities that help streamline general product development processes and industry best practices. Also adapts to the ever-evolving regulations such as MDR, IVDR, and potential changes to the lab-developed test area. We'll talk about more of this in the ROU space. We've also included internal research and internal experience with over 80 years of industry experience from the internal Jama team. And lastly, we've also incorporated some feedback from customers like yourselves on best practices, innovative solutions, and new use cases. So thank you ahead of time, and please continue to contribute via the Jama community ideation page or discussion with Jama folks. These solutions that are presented are compatible and available with Jama Connect for both our cloud customers, both the standard and validated, and our self-hosted environments. Some highlighted features may require version updates, and this is really particular to our self-hosted customers with legacy versions. So what I'd like to first talk about is the general organization and layout. So what I'm going to do is come back between screens, between the PowerPoint and the demo itself. So the first thing I want to show is the general organization and layout of our new medical device framework 2.0. The first thing I want to show is when we go ahead and take a look, you'll see here in this new folder, we have something enumerated medical device framework 2.0 that actually has our new medical device framework and our other additional popular frameworks such as SAMD and consumables framework. The other folder to mention is really kind of our new use case library that highlights additional use cases that we've seen across our 300 plus customers and their practices using Jama Connect. We'll deep dive into each one of these very shortly. We've also archive the previous medical device framework 1.0 for your reference only. So now let's go ahead and dive into the overview of the MDF 2.0. So I'm going to jump into the tool. And as you can see here right on the screen, we've updated the relationship rule diagram with some minor improvements. The first thing we've done is really streamline the risk stream, where we remove the validation trace and trace this now to an external resource item type. The purpose of this item type is a general documentation catch call for a lot of various traces that you may have. The most common example is associated with risk. So as many of you may know, not all risk controls are requirements. So we still need a way to trace to these non-requirement risk controls. These controls could be IFUs or instructions for use, training, labeling, or labeling and packaging, etc., and may vary depending on your risk management procedures. This provides additional risk coverage traceability that provides flexibility for your organization. Another thing that we've done is actually updated our hazards library to include general hazards identified in 14971. As you can see here on the screen, we've now populated the general hazards identified in 14971 based on the information that you have. So you have pretty much a starting place with your hazard library that you have here. The next item that I'd like to talk about is actually this new feature called the Risk Lookup Matrix. Available in 8.754, this feature allows a new lookup matrix risk analysis approach that automatically outputs the desired content based on a pre-configured lookup table. This really aligns with 14971. Let me show you a quick demo of this, because we've now implemented this as part of our medical device framework 2.0. As you can see here on the screen, I have a new item type called Risk Evaluation 2.0 that kind of, again, follows the general 14971 schema of hazards, sequence events, hazard situations, harms. But here is now where we've implemented this new lookup matrix feature, where now I've identified the input pick list where I may be able to change this, and then that automatically updates my risk level based off that matrix. So for example, here, if I went ahead and increase this to frequency, and I increase my severity from here over here, and this one as well, I can see that both my P total and risk analysis has been updated per the lookup matrix. We have an additional features in 5 video that shows cases a little bit more. So I do definitely encourage you to look at that further. The other thing that we wanted to share with particularly this medical device update is we have now included pre-configured FMEA item types for ease of implementation for your risk processes. If I go ahead and look into my admin area, what I mean by this is when I look at my item type, I've now included pre-configured DFMEAs, process FMEAs, and use FMEAs that you may configure based on your organization. This just allows for streamlining of your risk management process quickly to Jama Connect. All right,